Still taller than you?
Yeah, about an inch.
Always been an inch taller than you? And an inch bigger than you. What is going on, guys? How are we all doing today? I am doing perfect. Bradley is doing fantastic, aren't you, Brad?
No.
He's great to be back in the freezing cold weather. We're here to do another skills video because I need views. Today we're going to do 5 skills when the ball's coming into your feet to turn a defender to score. I'm going to show you some examples on Brad and then shooting at Brandon, and then we're going to do some examples on our own so you can really see the skill performed. Okay, so very quickly, if you guys have any issues with any of the skills or you want to know about more skills or like tips and tricks and stuff like that, I do answer DMs on Instagram quite a lot. I tend to like check like at least twice a week just to see who's like asked questions and stuff, and I do answer them. But yeah, it'll be on the screen right now. Go ahead and do that if you want to, but most of all, enjoy the video. So for the first skill, you're going to be doing the elastico behind your legs. Now I know it's quite difficult, especially when the ball's being played into you, so this one will take some practice. You might have seen me use this before. I've scored a couple of goals in videos and stuff using this skill. But if the defender's got maybe 1 or 2 yards, he or she will not be able to get close to you because of the explosion of this trick. Now if you guys don't know what I mean by explosion, it's basically when the ball pushes away after the trick. You guys will see me do the skill, which is the elastico, and then you'll see me push it out with the other foot, and then you can get a shot away, you can pass it off, you can dribble more with the ball if you want to. But yeah, I really like this skill, more to look at than rather to do, because like I say, it's really difficult, and in a game it is going to be hard to perform. But if you keep practicing, like eventually you're going to get it. I'm not saying I made this up, I probably have seen it somewhere, but I'm just saying I just did it and I scored a goal in a video and I was like, oh, I really like that, I'm going to use that again, and that's why I'm teaching it right now. Okay, now moving on to the second skill, we have one that is again very difficult to pull off in a game. I'm sorry, but I'm doing some quite difficult ones today. For this one, when the ball comes into you, it wants to be at like an average pace, not too fast, not too slow. It's got to be a good pace for it. You're going to step your strong foot over the ball, which is what I prefer. I prefer to do my strong foot over the ball. And then once that happens, you're going to flick it up with your weaker foot, and then your strong foot that was carrying over is going to be ready to just flick it with the back of your foot over the defender's head. This would be perfect in a last man situation. If it's the last guy on you, you can do that skill and he or she will not be able to even understand what is going on. Like I say, it will take some practice to do, and I don't recommend trying it if it's the dying moments of a game, but if you can do it and you keep practicing, you will you'll look too good. You just will. I actually did this skill specifically for the first time on that day, and it took me maybe like 15 to 20 minutes of practice just to actually do the skill. I'd seen it and I was like, okay, I'm going to use that one, and I just practiced for like 15-20 minutes. So give yourself some time. If you can't get it straight away, don't get angry, don't get upset, just keep practicing. Eventually you're going to get it. Yeah. Okay, so for this third skill, it does look a bit stupid when I'm doing it with no defender there, but you come to the ball, you do a 180 spin while your foot is on the ball. Like I say, mine's this right foot because that's my strong foot. So I step in it with my right foot, I turn my body around in a 180, giving the defender no time to like press me or take the ball from me, and as soon as they commit, that's when you push it through the legs, or you can push it around them if you want to. Like, it doesn't really make a difference, but I choose to go through the legs, because if you're turning really quick, the defender's not going to know, and he or she are just going to have their legs open, run around them, and then you're either one-on-one with a keeper, or you just through and you can pass it off or dribble even further, whatever you want to do. It's pretty straightforward, there's not much to it, but I would really practice the step on the ball and 180 in one motion. Try not to make that 2 motions. As you can see, when I step on the ball, my whole body turns as I do it. That just makes the defender not have as much time as like he would if you stepped on the ball and then turned. Pretty simple, pretty basic. This can probably take you like 2 minutes to learn, maybe 5. But yeah, just give it a shot and practice it if you really need to. Okay, for this fourth skill, you might not think it's an actual skill, but not all skills have to be like dribbling and with the ball. It can be about committing the defender and being smart about a decision. Now, I know this one kind of requires 2 people to be on the same wavelength, but it's about the principle of trying to commit the defender to the ball by doing something with your vocals or pointing at something. Now, I like to do it by shouting really loud, like, yes, 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 give me the ball. But then maybe I'm doing something else with my eyes or my hand gestures so the defender can't see it. I didn't do it in these demonstrations, but in a game, if I point to the left or right, maybe the player that sees you will then give you the ball to the left or right while you're shouting and screaming, give me it to my feet, so that the defender thinks you're going to be doing that. Like I say, all skills don't need to be on the ball, they don't need to be like flary, they don't need to be like that. This was like probably one of the best skills I could use as a kid, because that's all it was. Like when I was a kid, not many skills were used. Make sure when you spin, you're on an angle, so you're facing with your right foot forward first or your left foot forward first, so that means you can spin quicker than the defender, which is probably flat-footed. If he's a good defender, he'll be in the same position as you, but you just have to be quicker than that person, a bit more smarter. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so for the last skill, I think this is kind of on par with how difficult the first one is. It's basically the same principle. You need a yard or two on the defender, so he can't be really touch tight to you, otherwise, or she can't be really touch tight to you, otherwise the ball is going to get took from you. There needs to be that yard or two gap so you can perform the skill. Now, how you commit that defender is by doing the first part of the skill, which is the chop behind the legs, and that's when the defender commits to that, as you can see, and then they roll it back across and you take it out with the other foot. Now, it's going to be hard because you're going to end up on your weak foot if you do the skill with your main foot, but I show a demonstration with my weak foot as well, so you want to try and practice this on both feet because then you can come out on either of the foot at the end. One thing I really do want to highlight with all these skills, try not to just practice it on one foot. If you master it on one foot, make sure you go over there and you do it with the weak foot too, because you don't always get the circumstance that you want in a game that it's on your strong foot, so you want to be able to do it with both of your feet. You want to have that in your locker for any game, keep practicing it, and you're just going to get better and better over time. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed them 5 skills. I know it's a little bit different because you do need someone to pass you the ball, but when I was a kid I used to kick it off a wall and get the ball that way, so maybe you guys can do that too. You don't always need an astroturf with a nice goal and a pitch with a nice net and stuff. You can just practice this stuff wherever. You can literally find a wall, probably in your back garden, kick it off the wall and practice them if you really want to. If you want any more tips or tricks or like want to learn more skills, there's loads more on my channel. I know I haven't been around for a while and this is the first video back for a long time, especially on football. There's going to be a lot more content on my channel, mainly focused around football. There's going to be some other stuff too. I do have a lot of other stuff that's going on right now, but that shouldn't affect what I'm doing with this channel. I feel like I've built this channel to a point where I'm really proud of it, and I feel like we can push for that 100,000 subscriber plaque. You know, I need that on my wall. Either way, I'm not expecting this video to do really well, but if it does, then great, and I hope it's helped you guys out. Thanks to Brad, Brandon, Alec, and Paul who helped me with the video too, and yeah, hope you guys have a nice day. I'll catch you soon.